Hey guys, I'm Hogan, and in January 2024 last year, we started a brand new e-commerce store from scratch. So as you can see, we started in January, early January, and we've been increasing our sales since then. For last month, we did around $34,000, and it's actually increasing steadily. This month, we are expected to do roughly 40,000 with very solid profit margins, and also we've been decreasing our advertising spend. So a big part of our success has been due to using a tool called Omnisend. So I'm not sure if you have heard of it. Some of you probably haven't heard of it at all. But as you can see here, we've driven around $12,000 for the last 30 days from Omnisend itself, with a total store revenue of around 38.6K for the last 30 days. So if you actually do the maths on that, 12.3K divided by 38.6K, it's roughly 31% of our revenue coming from Omnisend. So what exactly is Omnisend? Omnisend is an email marketing software. In short, it helps us collect emails and send out emails. So you've probably seen it before where you are browsing a website and a few seconds later, a pop-up appears asking for your email in exchange for 10% off for your first order. You put in your email, and then 1 minute later, you get an email with a discount code. You put it into the checkout and you get 10% off for your first order. And if you've also seen emails where you have forgotten something in the cart, right? That's exactly what Omnisend does. And one of the most exciting features is the automations features. And as you can see, a big part of our revenue is from the Omnisend automations. And I wish I'd started a lot earlier, because my previous experience actually with email marketings haven't been that great. So I actually procrastinated and I didn't set it up for a long time until I really needed to set it up, because we're actually launching a new product, as well as we needed to reduce our advertising spend, as well as increasing our sales. So then finally I set it up, and it was actually much easier than I thought, and the impact was a lot bigger. And it also made the customer experience a lot smoother and better as well. I think every e-commerce store needs this from day one. So that's why I'm making this video, to show you guys the importance of it and also show you guys how it actually works so you guys can set it up. So if you actually imagine how important it is, let's say for example, you're in the desert and you need to fill up a bucket of water for your family. So you take out a bucket and you go fill it up, but by the time you actually bring it back, only half a bucket of water is actually left, because the rest of the water has been leaking out. So that is without email marketing. So therefore you have to go twice to get that bucket of water. Whereas with Omnisend and email marketing, you're sort of sealing those holes and sealing those leaks, ensuring that you bring back a full bucket of water. So let's just say, for example, you spend $3,000 per month on advertising and you're making $30,000 in sales for that month. But with email marketing, you can spend $1,500 per month to make $30,000 a month. So that's actually a real example where I think this month we're spending roughly $2,000 a month and we're making around $40,000 a month, right? So we're basically able to spend less on advertising and keep more money in our pockets. So I highly recommend, if you have an e-commerce website, whether that be on Shopify or WooCommerce or other platforms, to get started with Omnisend and email marketing, because it's really important. And the best thing about it is you can actually get started for free with up to 250 contacts and up to 500 emails per month. So here's what I'll show you in this video. I'll show you guys how to sign up to Omnisend for free and connect it to Shopify or WooCommerce. You can also connect it to other platforms as well, such as Wix and BigCommerce. I'll show you guys how to set up your email sign-up forms, like your pop-ups as well as your embedded forms. I'll show you guys how to create your first welcome email automation, how to set up your abandoned cart and abandoned checkout email flows. Also show you guys how to run A/B and split testing to increase conversions and sales, and also leveraging segmentation to boost your sales further. I'll show you guys how to send your first email campaign, as well as sending your first SMS and push notification campaigns. So without much further ado, let's get started in this tutorial. To get started with Omnisend, you can click the link in the description below, and that's going to take you to this page over here, which they created for our viewers. basically you can actually get started for completely free up to 250 contacts and I think up to 500 emails per month. But if you do decide to upgrade, you can get 30% off for the first 3 months using the code here. So over here on the top right hand side, we can click on start for free. And then next you can sign up with Shopify. You can also sign in with your Gmail as well as with your email. I'm just going to select my Gmail account. Click on continue. So all you need to do is to create a new password. For my business, I'm going to select eCommerce. You can also select and create one for a non-eCommerce WordPress website as well. So I'm going to select this one because I'm using Shopify, and I'll also show you guys how to connect it to WooCommerce and WordPress too. Let's select this one and you can sign up for this if you need. So we're going to click on sign up. Next, we can enter in our details and set in our store name. So this could be your brand name as well as your store website. So I'm just going to grab this demo website URL for now. And then here we're going to choose the platform. So we're going to select Shopify. So you can actually connect it to other platforms as well within the actual dashboard. You don't have to create a new account. So I'm going to select this one for now, and I'm going to select none. Click on continue. So here we're going to put in a business address, so you can actually use your residential address. You can even use your PO box number for now. So I'm going to enter in my one. And then set in your time zone. And then click on continue to Omnisend. From here we can click on connect to Shopify. So basically what I recommend doing is actually logging into your Shopify dashboard or whichever website dashboard that you want to connect. So log into that first, and then here we can click on install. Okay, and then we can click on install over here, and then that should be connected. So now it's going to scan your website for the brand assets. So it's going to pull in the logo as well as the color scheme if you have one. You can also add in your social media links over here. So once you're done, you can also click on Save Brand Assets, and then that is basically connected. Now I'm going to quickly show you guys how to connect your WooCommerce website as well. So if you want to add a WooCommerce store, you can actually follow the prompts in your dashboard area. But let's just say perhaps you want to add another store. You can actually go and click on the top here, and then just click on the account management. And then on the left hand side, you can click on stores. And then from here, you can click on add new store. So for example, we can click on add new store, and you can enter in the details over here. So once you've added the details over here, then let's say, for example, we want to connect our WooCommerce and WordPress website. Then what we need to do is we need to go back to the dashboard over here in your WordPress dashboard, and then we need to go to plugins. And then we need to install the Omnisend plugin. So we can search on add new plugin over here. And let's say, for example, search for Omnisend and then click on enter. Then what we need to do is just click on install now. So this one is by Omnisend. It has over 80,000 active installations, probably more by the time you watch it. Click on install now. So once that is installed, just click on activate. And then on the top over here, we can click on connect your store to Omnisend. You'll also see something appear on the left over here. So you can actually click on that as well. And then we've already created an account, so you can just click on connect. So now we need to give permission for Omnisend to actually access WooCommerce. So click on approve. So once you approve it, then it should mean that it is connected. So we can navigate to our website and click on Omnisend for WooCommerce, and it should say it is connected here. And normally I also select or pre-select the opt-in box for the checkout page. So this is going to be pre-selected for your customers. And then over here, we can click on the sync as well. And we can also make sure that the products are syncing with Omnisend. So basically the products on your WooCommerce website are going to sync with Omnisend, allowing you to add in your products on your emails. So once that is done, then I think that is pretty much good to go, and we're going to continue with the tutorial. So this is the dashboard of Omnisend. So as you can see, it has a very clean and very simple layout, and it's exactly why I love it so much. Yeah, it's just very good because everything's very intuitive. It's exactly where you want it to be. Even on the homepage, you just have, two things that they recommend you set up. And then over here, we've got the overview. So you can click on the overview, and this is going to give you a quick look at the sales performance. Basically, over here, we've driven around 10,000 in the last 30 days from just automation campaigns, not even any campaigns at all. This over here is the store revenue, so 37,000-ish for the last 30 days. Over here, we've got the audience growth, so you can actually see how many new subscribers you're gaining over the last 30 days. So you can select it here as well, and then you can see the growth like that. So over here, you can also click on the live view. Live view is going to give you a in-depth real-time look at what your subscribers are actually doing on your website. So this is actually really cool because you can see what pages they're looking at and whether or not they started to check out and whether or not they've purchased. So you can see exactly, the behavior on the website, and you can see how you can actually improve your website from that sometimes. So over here, we can click on campaigns. Campaigns is basically like sort of one-off emails that you're gonna create and send off to your email list. With automations is essentially emails that are sent out automatically based on certain triggers and behaviors of your customers. The automations have driven the bulk of our additional revenue, and it's really cool, really, really easy to set up, which I'll show you in a few minutes later. Over here, we've got the forms. So of course we need the forms because we do need to collect emails. So these are, for example, the embed form as well as the pop-up form. You can also add in a Wheel of Fortune feature. If your brand is sort of like a fun type of brand, then you can add that in. I think it's a really cool feature to set up as well. Audience is basically your contact list and your subscribers. So you can come in here and get a detailed look of your subscribers, and you can also click on segments. You can create different segments, basically allowing you to target different segments of your email list, which is very important because you want to make sure that your emails are relevant, and that's going to increase your conversion rate and your sales. You can also click on the customer breakdown, which is going to give you the lifecycle stage map, and you can actually see exactly what tactics to use to sort of retain your customers and to reactivate sales as well. Over here, you can also import your contacts as well as export them if you need to. For tags, you can tag your subscribers and basically create certain segments based on these tags, basically allowing you to create a very sort of precise email list that you can send out emails to. So this is actually a very important feature, which I'll show you later on. With reports, so these are just more detailed reports that you can drill into. And over here, we've also got reviews. So reviews is actually a feature for Shopify stores only. So I don't think it's available for WooCommerce and other platforms yet. So this is actually a sort of widget that you can add into your product pages, and you can send out automated post-purchase product review request. So you don't need to use any other third-party software. So over here on the top right-hand side is basically where you can navigate to your store settings and account management, and where you can actually connect additional stores if you need to. And on the bottom left is the customer support. So you got the live chat customer support. So in this section of the tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to add in forms. So I'm going to show you guys how to add in two different types. One is going to be the embed form, so you can actually embed it onto your website. And the other one is going to be a pop-up form. So first of all, I'll show you guys how to add in an embed form. So navigate to forms and then click on view other form types. So these ones over here are the recommended ones. This one is the pop-up one. And on the left-hand side, we've got the type. I'm going to select the embedded one. And I'm just going to choose the simple email capture because I do want to input it onto my website, onto my Shopify website, and just add it somewhere below there or down here. So let's go ahead and click back. So let's click on use template. So what I'm going to do is so you can either keep the text here and edit the text here, or you can delete it as well. So I'm going to show you guys how I normally do it. So I'm just going to delete it like that. And here, so what I want to do is I want to change the color to white, because I do want to put it onto my website here, and I want it to be white. Otherwise, it's not going to be as visible. We're going to click into the email field, and to edit the sort of layout and the style of it, we can click on the field settings, and then here we can change the font. So we're going to change it to Arial. You can also change the font size. For the text color, we're going to change it to white. Placeholder, also white. The label color, you won't be able to see it right now because it's not displaying, but you can change that as well. For the background color, you can change that to white if you want to. I might just leave it as transparent and see how that goes, or I might add a little bit of transparency. We'll see how that goes. For the for the border color, we're going to change it to white. And then I'm going to click on button. So for the button, you can also change the button text. So sign up now. Maybe you could do subscribe, something like that. You can change it however you want. For the button style, so right now it is set to the primary button style. I'm going to select the secondary button, and then I'm going to click on button settings, and then I'm going to edit the secondary button's color. So click there, and then here I'm going to change the font to Arial as well. And then for the text color, I might change it to white. For maybe the background color, actually I might change it to just like a dark gray actually. And then for the border color, I'm going to change it to white. So I think that's looking pretty good for now. So once that is ready, then we can go click on back here, and I think everything is good. Here you can also click on the audience management and set in specific tags. So if you want to create multiple sort of embed forms and paste it onto different landing pages, I recommend adding a tag so you basically know where your subscribers are actually coming from. So later on, you can actually target them with specific and more relevant emails. But for now, I'm going to keep it as just default and empty. What you can do now is just click on save and close, and then that is done. But what we need to do is actually embed it. So actually click into that again. And then here we can click on copy the code, okay? And then just come back to our website. So make sure that you have turned on your Shopify customization. So let's head back and I'll show you where to navigate. So over here, you'll need to click on the online store. And that's going to take you here where you can click on customize. And that's going to take you back here where you can basically customize the layout of your Shopify store. So there is a little bit of limitations, but I'll show you guys basically another way that you can do it. Generally, if you don't have something called PageFly or a page builder, then we'll need to add a section, and we'll need to use something called the custom liquid. And then here we can click that and then paste in the liquid code. And the color scheme, we can change it to this orange one. And for the padding, we can add some space. So let's just say 100 pixels on top and 100 on the bottom, something like that. And let's click on save. Then we can also try to preview the website. Scrolling down. Okay, so I think we forgot to actually enable the form. So I'm going to click on enable. Okay, so I think that should be enabled. I'm going to refresh the page. Okay, so there you go. We have our email sign up. So you can either add the title in Omnisend, or you can also use a page builder and do like a background image and then add the text there as well. So I'm going to quickly show you guys how to do that, because not many tutorials actually show you, which I think is important for those people who want to make their website perfect. There's also another way actually. So let's just go back and click on customize. You can also just use the section, so add section. You can also just use the email sign up section. If you've actually connected to the sort of Shopify, then you'll be able to actually use this, the email sign up section. So you don't have access to, changing the background colors and things like that, but you can change, the color schemes only, but you can't really do too much other than that. But sometimes that might be good enough already. And you can go ahead and click into here and change the title as well as the subtitle as well to collect emails. So let's head back and I'll show you guys basically what else you can do. Let's go and exit. So right now, what we need to do is if you want to sort of customize exactly how it looks, then we need something called the PageFly page builder. You can also use other builders as well. So you will need to download that app on Shopify. So make sure you download and install that. You do get I think a free section that you can use for totally free. Just click on sections over here. Okay, so here I've actually created a section. So you want to click on create blank section and then click onto that. So over here, what we've actually done is you can click into the background here. And then what we can do is you can add a picture. So go to styling, scroll down a little bit, and background image, I've added this image over here. So let's click on back. I've also added a heading text in here as well. So basically what I've done is you can click on elements and then you can drag the heading in there. And then all you need to do is drag something called the HTML liquid. And then you can just click on that and let's see, drag this into here like that. And then open the code editor. Just paste in the code from Omnisend. So let's go back and skip this step for now. Let's go and go back over here. Copy this code and then come back, paste that in, click on done. And then that should be pretty much good to go. So we can go ahead and save it, and publish. So now the second step is to actually add it into your page. So I'm going to click on close because I'm going to show you guys. So let's click on close there. Then navigate to your online store. Then we can go to customize. So over here we can click on add section. And what we need to do is scroll down to the bottom. And here we've got the PageFly section. So click on that. And then here we can select that section. So email section that we just created, as you can see. And then once you're done, click on save. And then here we go. So let's go ahead and view that page as well. Scrolling down here. Okay, so we have a beautiful opt-in that you can embed onto your Shopify store. So just quickly, I'm also going to show you guys how to embed it for your WooCommerce store in case you are using WooCommerce as well. Obviously, you can skip ahead if you aren't. To add in your email embed form to WooCommerce and WordPress, it's going to be exactly the same process. So create an embed form, click into it. Then you want to copy in the code. So copy that to your clipboard. Make sure we also enable that as well. Then just head to your WooCommerce WordPress website. And normally, I think most people will be using a builder of some sort. So you can turn on the builder. And then you can create the section that you wish to add in the embed form. So for example, I just created a section here with some text and a background color. So what we can do is we can scroll down over here on the left-hand side, look for something like the HTML or the shortcode. Just copy that and just drop that in here. And then all you need to do is just to paste in that code that Omnisend provided you before and just click on done. Then we can save it and then we can close it. So we can scroll down over here and then you should have the embed form. So it's not as visible, so you may want to play around with the background color, maybe perhaps make it a little bit darker or change the color of the border and the text here. But it's fairly simple on how to actually embed the form. So right now Omnisend is telling us to set up the welcome email automation. But what I'm going to show you now is show you guys how to create a pop-up first. Then I'll walk you through the welcome automation. So we're going to click on skip this step and we're going to create another form. So here we're just going to select a normal pop-up. So we're going to deselect that one, select pop-up, and then we're going to try to find just like a basic, I think pop-up form is fine. So I think, let's see, this one over here. So email and SMS branded multi-step welcome discount. We can use this template. So on the left hand side, you can drop in different items. So for example, if you want to collect, let's say for example, you're a restaurant, you may want to collect birthdays, or maybe even if you are an e-commerce website, you can collect like birth dates as well. So then maybe for the month of their birthday, you can offer them a discount. There are a lot of things that you can actually add in there, but let's just keep it very, very simple for your first pop-up. On the right hand side here, we can also set in specific behaviors such as the tags, scheduling, and things like that. So in the middle over here, you can just click into it and you can change the text and you can remove it if you want to as well. On the bottom here, we've also got the different steps. Because this one is a email and SMS, it's going to have step 1, step 2, and then success and subscribe. So you can actually click into it and edit it individually. So let's click on step 1 and let's take a look on the right hand side here. So the audience management is important. Basically, if you want to send out specific emails to specific people. So for example, when you want to use it is, let's say you have a specific product, maybe it's like a new product and it has a different landing page, and you want to collect sort of emails specifically for those people who sign up through that pop-up, then you can add a tag. So for example, it might be like you're selling new sunglasses, then you can select it or you can create a new one. So then basically later on, you can create a segment with the people who have been added with this tag and send out a specific email for them only. So I think this is really, really important. So let's click on back over here and you can also schedule it. So for example, if you have a Black Friday discount, you can schedule it. For the display, you can change the different rules. So for example, I normally recommend to set this in because if you don't, then it might be a little bit intrusive on your visitors on your website. So you may want to set this to like 2 to 3 pages that they need to visit before the pop-up actually shows. Otherwise, it's just too quick and they'll normally just click off it because you want to make sure that they're really interested in your product first. And you can also set time on page. For example, we can do like at least 30 seconds, 45 seconds, or even more. You can also set a scroll depth, like how far people have scrolled down the page, and also exit intent. So you can play around with those page rules. Let's click on back over here. For targeting, you're able to target visitors as well. So for example, this is get 10% off your first order. So I may not want to show it to existing contacts because they might have ordered already. So I'm going to select that. You can also target segments as well. You can also set it to appear on specific URLs. And also you can set it for source targeting as well. So depending on where your traffic is coming from, then you can set that pop-up to appear. So there's a lot of different customizations here. We can click on back and you can also set the visibility for different devices. So maybe you want to create one pop-up specific for mobiles only, and then you may want to create another one for desktop. Maybe it might have like more images, or maybe it's just a larger sort of pop-up, because on desktop you can't really have that much to display. So we can click on back over here and frequency. So I'm going to normally limit the form appearance to 1 day so it doesn't keep on showing up for the same visitor, otherwise it might annoy them. And then for the A/B testing, you can also create 2 different types of pop-ups, and you can basically test which one is working better, so which one is collecting more emails for you. So you can click that and set that up. I'll also talk about A/B testing a little bit later as well. So once you've done that, you can also click on the theme settings and basically change the layout and the style. So for example, if you want to change the button, click on the button. This is the primary button. We can click into that and you can set in a different color. For example, maybe we want it to be red, or maybe we want it to be orange. So you can play around with the different color options there. And then once you're done, click on back. And once you're done with this pop-up, you can go to step number 2. So if you don't want to collect SMSs, you can click on the three dots and click on delete. But something that you can do is, for example, you may want to collect both, but then you may also want to give the option for people to perhaps opt out and not put in their SMS. But then for people who want to put in their SMS phone number, then you can collect it as well. What I generally like to do is I normally like to acknowledge that, okay, they have actually signed up to my email, because sometimes if they exit here, they might think they may not be actually signed up to your email, which in this case, actually they are, or they will be signed up to the email after they click on get 10%. So I might do something like, thanks for your email. And then you could do like, would you like more VIP offers? Enter your mobile below. Just something like that. And then maybe I might click on that and move that into the center. And then what I can do is I'm going to actually drop in another button. So I'll show you guys what I mean. So drop in another button over here. And then for this button, I'm going to set this to the button action. Instead of submit, I'm going to change it to close form. And then for here, for the text, no thanks, email is fine, like that. And then for the button style, I'm going to change it to tertiary. So then from here, I'm going to click on button settings, tertiary button, and I'm going to edit how this button looks. So I'm going to take away maybe the border, so maybe the background color. So let's just change this to dark gray for the background color. Let's just delete that, and then let's make the text a little bit smaller. So maybe try 12. Yeah, I think 12 might be okay. And then I'm going to maybe take away the padding a little bit. Let's see. So I think that's looking good. So before we'll be able to see the form on our website, we'll need to click on enable form. And if you've connected Omnisend to your website, it should show up automatically. So we're going to refresh the page over here. So previously we've set some conditions for the pop-up form to appear after 30 seconds or so, and after we've visited a minimum of 2 pages. So I'm just going to browse around for a little bit. Okay, so as you can see, it just popped up just then. So here, let's say, for example, we enter in our email. Click on get 10% off. Then it's going to be redirected to the SMS one. So it says, thanks for signing up. And if they want to get the VIP member deals, they can enter their phone number, they can submit, or they can click on no thanks, email is fine. And that's going to close it. So let's head back over here. Let's click on audience, and that should have added our email in there. So I think that's looking great. You can also set up other forms as well. So there are a lot of different templates that you can check out. For example, the Wheel of Fortune one, click on create forms, and you have a lot of different templates here that you can work from. So I think it's really, really amazing. All you need to do is change the picture, change the text, and configure it however you like. So let's get started with the automations. So this is actually very, very simple to set up because we have all the templates set up by Omnisend already. So you can navigate to automation. So you can either click on preview and start workflows, or you can also explore all workflows. Let's say, for example, we click this one here. And this one here is basically going to walk you through essentially how much discount do you want to offer. So let's just say, for example, we want to offer 10% on the third email, and just click on start workflow. And this is going to turn on the abandoned cart and the checkout workflows. So this means it is active already and is actually set up. So let's click on show my workflows. So as you can see here, we have the abandoned carts and the abandoned checkout. So let's click into it to walk you through. So in case you guys don't follow that route, if you actually clicked on the explore more templates one, you can click on create workflow. And from here, we can select the type that we want to create. So there are a lot of pre-built automation workflows already. So you can select whichever one that you like. On the top here, we have the high order rate ones. So you may want to start off with those ones. So for example, if you want to create a cart abandonment one, we can select the type and they'll actually filter it. So here we can also select the welcome one, and then you've also got the welcome. So let's head back over here and let's walk you through basically what is happening. So for the abandoned cart, what it basically means is that when a customer adds an item to their cart and they don't place an order or they don't start to check out, then after 1 hour, they'll be sent an email which says items in your cart are selling out fast. So this is the email, and you can actually play around with the subject line and the pre-header. I'm just going to leave it as is for now. And for the sender's email address, right now we're on the free plan, so it will be actually sent through the Omnisend email. Only if you have the pro plan or the paid plans, you can actually send it from your own domain name. So scrolling down over here, we can click on edit content, and you can choose basically what you want to send your customers. So generally it should be already pretty much good to go. Basically it's going to pull in the products that the customer actually has in their cart. So you can leave it as is. Perhaps you may not want to show that many products. Maybe we can drop it to maybe 6 products like that. On the left hand side, we've got quick add, and these are the different modules that you can drop in and add in here to edit the content as well. So once you're done here, we can go ahead and also click on preview and test. So this is going to show you a quick preview of the email, and generally you do want to keep it under 100 kilobytes. Otherwise, sometimes it may actually get clipped in Gmail. Basically, your customers will have to click onto it to show all the content. It's not ideal, but it's not the end of the world. You can also click on send test email as well. We're going to close over here and click on finish editing. So scrolling down over here, you can also edit the triggers. So right now, I think the triggers are pretty much good to go. You can also set the trigger filter. For example, here, click on the drop down. You can add triggers. You can also set it to send this email. Perhaps if you want 2 hours later as well, that works. Then we can update that. And then scrolling down over here. So if they have not taken any action, then they'll actually be sent this email here as well. Your cart misses you. And then if they don't take any action, then after 12 hours, they'll receive a 10% off their cart. So we can go ahead and click on edit content and yes, and save. Let them finish workflow, publish changes. So over here we have the content, and you can edit the content. They've also dropped in the unique discount. So basically the quick add, and they've dropped in this one already in the template. You can just basically edit the cart discount, or you can offer free shipping. You can set in the values over here, depending on what you want to offer them, 15%, 20%. Do you want to apply it to all orders? Set an expiry date as well. Basically over here, it's automatically connected to your Shopify or WooCommerce, and it's going to create that discount code for you automatically. You don't have to do anything. So I think that's really, really awesome. So once you're done, you can click on finish editing. So that is going to be the workflow. So let's click on close, and let's take a look at the abandoned checkout one. So we can click into the abandoned checkout. So this is fairly similar. Once the customer enters the workflow, basically, let's say for example, they have started to check out, but they haven't placed an order. So for example, they might have been busy and they had to go do something and they forgot about it. Then after 1 hour, they'll actually be sent this one here, this email, and then after 11 hours, then they'll be sent this one, and then the same thing as well. So they get a 10% discount too. The other thing that we want to actually set up is going to be a welcome email. So this is very important for when people are browsing your website and they see a 10% off their first order, they enter the email. Basically, you want to set up the email that your customers actually receive. So let's head back over here and let's create a new workflow. So here we can select a welcome type and we can choose which one we would like. So if you have actually collected their phone number, you may want to select this one, which basically includes the SMS too. If you haven't, then you can select this one or this one. So this one basically shows that there are 3 emails in the flow. This one just has 1. So let's just say we choose this one here, customize the workflow. And here on the right hand side, we've got the triggers. So as you can see, we can edit the triggers too. So over here it says channel subscribe to is email, subscription method is sign up form, first subscription is true. Then it's going to wait 1 minute, and then it's going to send this email out to your subscribers. So again, we can click on edit content and change the content, change the discounts and everything like that, and you'll be good to go. So it's very, very simple because everything's already done for you. We can click on start workflow. So everything is ready to go. We have the welcome automation, we have the abandoned cart automation, as well as the abandoned checkout automation. So what I want to show you now is some more advanced settings within those automations, which I think are important, which is going to be the A/B testing and the split testing. So let's take a look at the A/B testing and split test. Let's click into an abandoned checkout workflow. On the left hand side here, we've got the flow actions. So let's take a look at the split. So with the split, let's drop it into, perhaps let's drop it into here, just below here. So what it's going to do is that it's going to be based on certain conditions. If the condition is yes, then they're going to be sent email 1. If the condition is no, they're going to be sent email 2. So right now there's no email there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this email and drop it there. So the split, obviously the rule must be defined. So it's going to be based on a criteria. Let's set this in so we can do trigger filters. So for example, this is abandoned checkout. So let's just say, for example, we're going to set the cart total. So if the cart total is going to be more than $200, if it's yes, they're going to be sent this email. If it's less, or if it's no, then they're going to be sent this email over here. So basically what we can do is for the people who spend more than 200, they can get a little bit of a bigger discount, or they can get 10% off and free shipping, free express shipping even, because we're able to actually afford that since we're making more profit for that specific order. So for example, let's just do 20% off to just make it a little bit more clearer for you guys. And then obviously we'll have to edit the content. Here, I'm going to let them finish the workflow, publish changes, and we're going to set in the discount and edit that too, because you're going to make sure that everything is the same. So let's say, for example, this is 20% off, this one is 20%. The discount here is also going to be set to 20%, and then you can finish editing. So scrolling down here, we have the split. If the cart is more than 200, they'll be sent this email. If it is less, then they'll be only be entitled to 10% off. And then once you are done, we can update. So the difference between the split is the A/B testing is not going to be based on any specific criteria. Let's just close it and let's navigate to our cart, abandoned cart one. So let's say, for example, we want to put a A/B testing here, so we can drop that in. So again, this is going to be 2 emails. Basically what it's going to do, let's say, for example, there are 10 people about to be sent this email here. 5 people are going to be sent email 1 and 5 people are going to be sent email 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, again, duplicate these emails, and I'm going to click it and drag it and put it there. Click it and drag it and also put it there as well. So what we're trying to do is basically we're trying to figure out which email is going to get better results for us. For example, which one is going to convert better, or which one is going to ultimately get us more sales. What we can do is we can click into this one and we can basically edit the content. So for example, we can use ChatGPT to just help us generate some new subject lines. So we can do like, can you please generate some more subject lines for my email campaigns. based on this original. So here we've got ChatGPT to help us a little bit. So we can take this title here and we can go back here and change the subject line. You can also change the pre-header as well. And obviously you will need to change the content here, or maybe perhaps you don't want to change the content. You just want to change the title and see which one is performing better. And then later on, you can test the content. So basically that's the main thing with the A/B testing. And as you can see, again, you can also play around with how much do you want it to be split. So for example, for path A, do you want it to be 45%, a little bit less, or do you want it to be a little bit more? Generally, you can keep it as 50. And then after 30 days, you can see which email is performing better. And then you can keep that specific email and delete the other email that's not performing as well. Or you can also do another test and really just hone in your emails to make it as good as you can. And yeah, so basically that's it. And you can publish changes. There you go. So basically we have set up the A/B testing as well as the split testing. Next, what I'm going to show you guys is the audience and the segments. Now let's take a look at the audience tab. So the audience tab is going to have all your contact lists, basically your email subscribers and your customers. You also have the segments in here. So segments are essentially groups of your contact list. So essentially it's going to be based on certain criterias. So it can actually be based on their behavior. It can also be based on their birthdays. It can also be based on how long they've been active or inactive. Also different contacts from different countries. So creating segments is going to help you send more relevant emails to them, essentially getting you guys more sales and more open rates and more click-through rates with your emails as well. So I'll show you this in a minute. Over here, we've also got a customer breakdown tab. It's going to show the lifecycle stage map, and it's going to give you some different tactics on what campaigns to actually set up for those specific customers to sort of reactivate them and get them to purchase again. So for example, we can click on the retention tactics, and it's going to tell us or recommend us to send a reactivation campaign to them. And let's say, for example, you've got maybe this one over here, high potential. Perhaps we can promote new deals to them. And it just gives you a good idea on, what campaigns to actually set up for different customers. On the imports tab, you can import contacts. You can also add contacts here manually, import from file or import from other services as well. And exports, you can export your contacts. And tags. So tags are really important because you may need to use it to help you create segments. So I'll walk you through that a little bit later on, because you do want to, if you're creating multiple pop-ups or multiple embed forms on your website, you do want to tag them. So then later on, you can segment them and you can send them very specific emails. So for example, let's say you have a new collection, new product collection, and for that specific page, you have set up a pop-up form or embed form to collect emails. Then what you want to do is you want to tag them basically where they came from. So perhaps it could be new collection page. And then later on, you can use that to create a segment to send them very specific emails. So this is very, very important because you don't want to just send one email to all your contact list, because then less people are going to be opening up your emails. They're going to be unsubscribing because it's not relevant. And ultimately, it's just going to make you a lot more money. And it's going to help sort of build that trust with your audience as well. What I want to show you is how to create your first segment. So navigate to segments and then click on create segment. So what I love about Omnisend is that a lot of it is actually pre-built already. So these are some of the most popular segments. Let's say, for example, we want to create a segment for our window shoppers. Essentially, these are subscribers who come to our website, but they haven't placed an order yet. So let's create a segment. So for example, over here, it says have viewed page at least 2 times in the last 12 days. You may want to edit that, and then you can update the segment. So as you can see, we have around 19 contacts. That segment is actually created already. So if you can actually click on segments again, and you can see that segment has been created. And then when you create a campaign, we can select that specific segment and the emails will be sent to the 19 contacts. So we can create another one. Let's say, for example, we want to send an email to our US customers or subscribers. Then we can scroll down and we can select contacts from the United States and click on customize. So here we can scroll down, and I don't think we have any contacts here because the city hasn't been selected yet. So you can actually select the city, or we can delete that. And then this says that we have they have viewed at least one time in the last 30 days. So you can adjust the time frame if you want to. I'm going to leave it at 30 days and then click on save and show contacts. So let's just do USA 30 days and then save. So we have a total of 91 contacts that we can use later on for our email campaigns. What I want to show you now is how to create segments based on tags. And I want to show you from the very beginning on actually how you collect subscribers and tag them. So let's say, for example, we are launching a new product. This could be a new collection page, and we want to create a pop-up for this specific page. And we want to tag the subscribers who actually sign up through this page. So we'll go back to Omnisend, we'll click on forms. Here we have created a new form, so a new product drop form, which is a pop-up form. Let's click into that, and you can design the form, but the most important thing is the audience management. So click on audience management, and here we want to set a tag. For this tag, let's just do new product drop, and then click on create new. So anyone who subscribes through this email sign up box will be tagged new product drop. Let's click on back over here, and then we can also click on the targeting. And here we're basically just targeting that specific product page. So we can paste the URL in here, and that is basically going to just show the pop-up form for this page here. So then once you're done, then we can just update the live form. So let's go back over here and let's refresh the page. So let's just pretend to browse the website a little bit. Okay, the pop-up has appeared. I'm going to enter in my email. Click on get access. Then let's head back over here. And then we can go to audience. And then here we can click on tags. So we'll have the tag here, right? So we can click into that tag. And as you can see, that tag, we have that email in here. And what we can do is we can click on save segment. So let's go back over here again. Okay, so let's just say, for example, we want to create a segment. Just click on that, create from scratch. And then here, add a filter and then select tag. The tag is going to be the new product drop, and then save and show contacts. So this one could be new product drop, and then click on save. Scrolling down here we go. So in this segment, this specific tag, we have that email which we just signed up with. So then later on, when we go to campaigns, we can send out a specific email campaign for those people who signed up through this email opt-in form on this specific product page. So let's set up our first email campaign. So head to campaigns, and you can click on create email campaign, or we can click on view all campaign types. If you want to set up an SMS campaign or also a push notification, I'll show you guys how to set that up later. Let's say, for example, we want to set up an email campaign for a new collection. Click on create email. And here for the subject line, we could do, for example, just new collection, maybe V2. You can also click on generate AI subject line. So it's going to give you some suggested ones which you can use. For example, discover our new collection V2 now. Let's click on apply. And for the sender's name, you can add your brand name. And then for the pre-header, this is basically the pre-header, sort of like a preview of what's in the email. So let's just do get early access to our new collection something like that. For the campaign name, I'm just going to do new collection V2, and then scrolling down here, I think that's okay. And then we can click on choose email template. So over here on the left hand side, we're going to select promote products. So we're going to select this one here. You can preview them as well. Let's just select use template. Here we can edit the content, so you can change the logo. You can also link these navigation menu items to your specific pages as well. So for example, click into it, and then here we can actually click the link, and then we can change the URL to your specific category or product pages, and you can update the link. And here we've got the content. You can change the content, change the date. Here you can also change the button. And here we have the products. So this is actually the product listing from our store. So we can actually pick the products from our store like that. So let's just say, for example, we are selecting it like that, and then it's going to show up because we have basically connected our Omnisend with our website. Then it's just going to pull that in for you quite easily, and you can edit everything that you need here. Then if you do want to remove the Omnisend badge, then you do have to upgrade to one of the paid plans, but I think that's okay. And we can click on preview and test. And you can also click on send test email to see how that looks. Let's just click on close here. Once you're happy with the email, you can click on save and choose recipients. So this is basically where you're going to choose who you want it to send it to. Here we can choose the segments that we created before. So send to, and we can send it to the new product drop segment, or you can choose other segments, or you can choose all subscribers as well. And once you're done, we can review the campaign. Here we can also set up the campaign booster. So we can set in a campaign booster. Basically, if they haven't opened the email, it's going to send it again. And I think that's looking pretty good. You can also schedule it at a later date as well, or you can send it now. So you may want to do a send test email. So let's just click on send. And then here we can click on send now. So that has been sent, and then we can click on view campaigns to basically see if you've sent it, and also the open rates as well. To set up an SMS campaign, it is very, very simple. We can click on create campaign, select create SMS, and here we can set in a campaign name. So maybe same one, V2, and sender's name. So this could be a store name. And then you could do hi. If you collect their names, you can also click on this button here, and you can add their name there, and it's gonna pull in their first name with just launched our new collection. You can even put in your URL in there as well. So for example, if you want to link them directly to the page, you can do that. So you can just paste in that, and you can select automatically shorten the links as well. So it's going to create a shortened link for you. And then you do want to watch out for the character limit there, and you can leave everything as is. So if you are sending to non-US and Canada recipients, you can select that one there, okay? And once you are ready, you can do a test and put in your phone number. We can click on next step over here. We can choose the segments or all subscribers, click on next step. So here they estimated how many SMS credits you're going to need for this specific campaign. So right now we're on the free plan, and I believe we do have, I think, $1 in credit balance that you can actually try and use. So here we can review the campaign. So we can do some last minute edits to the recipients, and you can also schedule the SMS too. And then we can click on send now, and then the SMS will be sent out shortly. So what I want to show you now is how to enable the push notifications on your website. So we can navigate to the right hand side and click on it, then go to store settings. So for the store settings, you want to scroll down to push notifications. If you've connected your Omnisend to Shopify, then all you do need to do is to turn on the push notifications, then it should be active. Now, if you are using a WordPress and WooCommerce website, the process is a little bit different. There's just a few more steps which I'll show you what to do. If you want to set up the push notifications for a WooCommerce website, you do have to add an additional step. Here we can click on collect push channel subscribers. And what we need to do is we need to download this file, so serviceworker.js. We can download that to our computer. And once that is downloaded to our computer, then we need to go to our WordPress dashboard area and we can navigate to plugins. What we need to do is to upload that file onto our WordPress website. You can actually go to the back end, basically on your hosting provider, to the file manager, or a method which is quite easy is you can download a plugin. So the plugin that we need is File Manager, and we can drop the file by using this plugin fairly easily. So it's going to be this one over here, File Manager. It has around 1 million installations. So we can click on install and then activate. So once that is activated, on the left hand side on the bottom, you should see WP File Manager. So we can click on that and we're going to click on close here. So what we need to do is to drop the file that we downloaded before, which is going to be the serviceworker.js file, from here in here. So I'm going to drag it from my desktop. So click it and drag it and just drop it in here. And then it should be uploaded just in a few seconds. So there you go, we uploaded the file. Now let's head back to Omnisend. Here we can click on verify connection, and then we're going to enable turn on push notifications. So if you receive this message over here, then it should be active and it should be ready to go. So if we head back to our website, let's visit site. Okay, so as you can see, that has worked, and we're going to click on allow, and that basically allows us to sort of send push notifications to the customer. So back here, we can navigate back to the campaigns. And then here we can click on view all campaign types, and we can click on create notification. So let's set in a campaign name. Let's just do push notification 1. And for the title, so this could be, maybe we're doing a 30% off store-wide sale. And here we need to add some text. So we could do limited time only while stocks last. And here we need to put in a URL. So this could be your homepage or another specific page. Enter that there. And you can add in an icon as well as an image, which will appear on the right hand side. But let's just say that is okay. Then we can click on next step. So here we can select all subscribers or choose specific segments. And you can also test it. I'm going to click on next step. Let's just try this now. Send now. Congratulations, we have finished the tutorial. So now let's take a look at the plans and the pricing. So the good news is that if you're just starting out with your e-commerce store, it's going to be completely free for up to 250 contacts, as well as 500 emails per month. Now after that, it actually follows a very simple pricing plan. So you can actually navigate to the right hand side here and then click on view our plans. So essentially what they have is 2 plans. You got the standard as well as the pro, which includes email and SMS. So you're actually charged based on the amount of contacts that you have. So if we look at the actual pricing plan, over here you can choose your list size, so you can actually compare it with some other comparable services such as Klaviyo. So right now I'm personally paying around $50 per month on the standard plan for my business. And if we look at a comparable service like Klaviyo, it is going to be a little bit more expensive. So over here, it is also free up to 250 contacts, but beyond that, 250 contacts, it is going to be at around $70, so around $20 more per month. and they also charge I think a fee for sending out review requests to customers on the Shopify platform, whereas for Omnisend, this is included, so that you get up to 1,000, which is quite a decent amount. If you do have the Pro plan, which includes the SMS, then you get unlimited, so that's included in the plan. And if we head back over here, so if you haven't used the discount link below, then you can actually use the discount code Hogan30 to get the 30% off for the first 3 months. So that's going to help you save a little bit more money. So I really think Omnisend is going to be worth the money, because as you can see here, it has helped drive 11,000 in revenue out of 36,000. So you might say that, some people may have purchased anyway. So let's just say Omnisend help us drive 10% more revenue. So around 40,000. So let's just do 4,000. And let's divide it by the cost. So I'm paying around $50 per month. So that's still around 80. So basically I am spending $1 with Omnisend and I'm getting $80 back. So I really do think it's worth the money to set up the automations, because it's just going to help you really sort of plug the holes in your bucket and help you make more money for the money that you spend on advertising. Anyways, I think that is pretty much it for this video. If you have any questions, you can drop it in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.